If you think about the benefits of digital money, there are huge potential gains. It's not just about digital forms of physical currency. You can have programmability, units of central bank currency with expiry dates. You could have, as I argue in my book, a potentially better and some people might see it, or a darker world where the government decides that units of central bank money can be used to purchase some things, but not other things that it deems less desirable.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again.
Yeah.
So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
If you look at Santander's announcement, what they've done is connected Ripple to Apple Pay and then allow employees to send money. So they don't have to worry about the complexities of AML and what happens if a payment doesn't get, but they're just step by step testing this out. Mm-hmm. Then they'll start taking it to selective customers. So then we're starting to talk about different types of pilots. It's not a Ripple pilot, but it's a customer pilot using our technology. And that
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back big. And we know Jim Cramer said a few days ago to buy Bitcoin. But guys, we know why we're pulling back. We have futures contracts ending this week. Now, don't forget CME opens tonight. It's going to move the market. And then, of course, once yield rates get to moving, it's going to move the market again. And again, guys, we're going to have a volatile week because not only do we have futures contracts ending this Friday, but Thursday, of course, is Thanksgiving, the holiday, and we're going to be the only game in town. So it's definitely going to be a roller coaster ride. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates short and up, long and down. And guys, we know no one wants this long-term paper. So we know the only one that's buying it is the Fed. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have the dollar up, getting stronger. And we know that's hurting the emerging markets. Make sure we're keeping an eye on the BOJ. And then we have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $204 billion on Friday. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And we have the major central banks moving in lockstep, slowly cutting rates. And we know they want to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. And we have data centers powering AI could use more electricity than entire cities. And you heard no one speaking negative about this. But of course, when it came to Bitcoin, they tried to sell you that Bitcoin couldn't survive because it used too much energy. All the negative media, and all of a sudden the narrative changes when it comes to these data centers. And if you're a history buff like myself, you know a lot of these buildings were tore down, burned down for a reason. Because a lot of those historic buildings were energy centers themselves. Don't forget about the ley line. Now, they want humanity off of these energy grids and off the towers, so therefore the robots, algorithms, and drones can use them. And that's the reason why we're seeing a push in satellites. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin spot ETFs on Friday were up at close. Ethereum spot ETFs were down at close. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have FIFA and Mythical Games collaborate to launch blockchain game Fever Rivals. And over these next 2 years, you're definitely going to see a push in blockchain gaming. And it doesn't matter whether you're a developer, a creator on YouTube playing these videos, you're just in the early stages. Like I told you, 60% of the economy is going to be centered around gaming and gambling. If you have the masses sitting at home getting free money, you gotta keep them busy. Free bread and the circus. And then lastly, we have Cantor Fitzgerald negotiated a 5% ownership stake in Tether. And we have Howard Lutnick is going to be United States Secretary of Commerce under Trump. Now, when MiCA rules go into place December 30th, we're going to see how these stable coins react. Tether is not used in the U.S. Tether is mostly used in South America and the emerging market. But we also have Tether buying up U.S. treasuries, and we know that's a strategic plan by the central banks. Only thing we have to do is sit back, get your popcorn, and let it play out. But we are going to get stablecoin legislation this year. But these stable coins, don't forget, with these smart contracts, they'll be able to tell you what, when, and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, they're gone. And don't forget, if you allow the government to feed you, they're definitely going to starve you. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.